Oh my goodness. What is this? I have just woken up next to. It's challenging sleeping next to a creek. Makes you want to pee all night long. Okay. Sunday, Sunday, Songwriting, AATFP. Welcome to Sunday Songwriting, number 175. I am here in Hemptown, Georgia, on Hemptown Creek. Beautiful water. Slept next to the creek last night. Listened to her babbling all night long. Not really babbling. Singing some sweet words into my ears. I just want to say that I've been reading about this, and there is a Cherokee name that I'm using in this song to find out why hemp was called hemp and why Hemptown was called Hemptown. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please forgive me. I haven't had time to consult with Cherokee friends of mine to see if I'm saying it right. If Hemptown Creek had a voice to speak, she would utter the word Gapalati. The Cherokee called this a wild hemp place, as they named it Gapalati. They spun this plant with its fibers strong into fishing lines and clothing, even stronger than flax woven into packs for medicinal use. Its roots were juiced, healing syphilis and heart attacks. Apocynum, Apocynum, Apocynum Cannabinum, Apocynum, Apocynum, Apocynum Cannabinum. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see what the Cherokees speak. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see what the Cherokees speak. What had the Cherokee known? What has the Cherokee grown? This Gottslavati plant no one can own. Apocynum, what had the Cherokee known? What has the Cherokee sown? Yielding tough fibers for cordage, cannabinum. Canadian dog bane, folk medicine for pain, for joints that are inflamed. It has so many names. Apocynum, Apocynum, Apocynum Cannabinum, Apocynum, Apocynum, Apocynum Cannabinum. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see what the Cherokees speak. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see what the Cherokees speak. Hemptown Creek, how the used to speak. She would sing in Cherokee, Gotlavati, where the wild hemp grew and sustained this race. They called this place Gotlavati. Oh, the plant protected them from white man's disease. White men called it Indian hemp seed. Hemp was founded in 1854, Hemp or Hemptown in Fannin County, where the wild hemp grew for as long as they knew. Oh, the Blue Ridge Mountains, Cherokee. Apocynum Cannabinum. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see what the Cherokees speak. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia where the white men see that Cherokee dream, that Cherokee truth, that Cherokee lighting up the way like a beautiful sun ray, playing in the sky. That Cherokee cry, oh the God Velocity, Indian hemp grows by and by. No need to ask why. Just listen to the words they say. Observe the Cherokee way, honoring the earth with the knowledge stay. Stay, listen, listen, stay. Stay, listen, listen, stay. Stay, stay, stay. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. It's in Georgia. Come and seek, no more hide and seek. Hemptown Creek, right here. Oh, the Hemptown Creek sings to me as I sleep. Hemptown Creek, Hemptown Creek. So it's interesting because this plant is, I need to research this more, but it's not exactly the same thing as cannabis, but it has all the same properties, but it looks different. Check out this picture of it here. And check out these products on Amazon that are available. You can actually plant the seeds. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Oh my God, I think I see it growing right here. I don't know. Alifife. Anyway, we had an amazing time at the Get Off the Grid Festival yesterday, and we were treated really well, and thank you so much everyone for being so amazing and singing happy birthday to Dave. Happy birthday to me. That was so sweet. So today we're going to go on an adventure. We're going to explore Hemptown. What else are we going to find? Now, if you want to come to beautiful Hemp, Georgia, and you don't want to camp out by the creek, you could stay at this beautiful hotel like the Flying Penguins did. I mean, look at these walls, and look, they've got a Corey that matches my fingernail polish. Makeup. They have makeup remover in this hotel. That's so fancy.
Complimentary?
Oh. They got some coffee too. Fair trade. And look.
You look like that.
Should we go bother Andre? It's checkout time. This is his room. Hey! I just came to say hi. You're on candid camera. Hey, good show last night.
Yeah. What fun.
Who stayed in this room? Dirty coffee. Look. Looks like... Oh, it's electric number 1. Oh, sweetheart, did you have a good rest? You ready to go to Hemptown Creek? Yes, I am. Hey, so basically there's a lot I want to talk about in this episode. It's just a super packed, fun-filled day. I mean, it's my birthday. Thank you everyone who is texting me and calling me as I'm getting ready to go teach a class today. And Facebook, you all are amazing. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Thank you. It's also the solar eclipse, so I want to talk about different healing things that I think are paralleling that experience. And then I also want to talk about Hemptown, okay?
Welcome to Hemptown.
Thank you. Thank you so much, James Toye, for helping to execute this Sunday songwriting and helping me to research as well. So the first thing I want to share
as I explored Hemptown is about Maxie Davenport, and I think it's really neat. Maxie Davenport taught school in Fannin County for 35 years and was Hemp's last postmaster. Maxie has lived her entire life in a house now over 100 years old on Old Highway 76 next to the twin churches, Bethel United Methodist Church and Hemptown Baptist Church. There's that house in the background. Could it be Maxie's house? I'll tell you the story about Maxie. She has been a member of Hemptown Baptist Church for 75 years. Her mother, Mary Ann, was born in 1883 in Dial, and when she was 9, she moved her family to Union County. She returned to Fannin County when she married Claude Davenport. The couple moved into the house in which Maxie still lives. The couple ran a country store and the Hemp post office right next to the home. The store and post office still stand. Her mother lived to 111. And this article was written in 2002, and so we explored it in 2017, right? And so we believe that this is what the article is written
on the
about.
nails. That way you're stepping on, you got a board under you.
So you're saying the fact that there's rods on the windows and a mail slot might mean that this was...
That old mason jar is probably like 100 years old. This looks like old milk paint.
What makes you say that?
I would say the color and the fact that I see a lot of the original structure still here.
The color meaning that it used natural copper pigment?
Yeah.
She never wore glasses and she could see the mower in the cemetery, Payne said. Anne Ruth Payne helped Mary Ann, Maxie's mother, snap beans when she was on the front porch when she was 111. So I guess right before she passed away. And that's what she said about Mary Ann. Maxie said her mother lived so long because she was calm about everything. She took life as she faced it. She said she didn't get on a high pitch. And she had a sister who lived till 102. So the store sold horseshoes, ropes, plows, overalls, cloth, sewing threads, needles, seeds, and fertilizer. People purchase many things in 100-pound sacks. Anyway, you can read the whole article below, and it was just neat to experience her life by seeing these buildings, which I think was hers. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is Apocynum Cannabinum. I also really enjoy saying Apocynum, Apocynum, Apocynum Cannabinum. I thought that rhymed really well, but then I found out it's pronounced Apocynum Cannabinum. This for me was a huge discovery because I feel like there's so much confusion with hemp right now. And I thought I was going to find out, okay, farmers have been growing hemp in this area in Fannin County, and it's just an interesting coincidence that the Speaker of the House in Georgia, Honorable David Ralston, this is his district, and so I felt like that was meaningful to me since I've been meeting with a lot of legislators about legalizing hemp growth in Georgia. And then I think it's also meaningful that the solar eclipse is bringing so much economy to his district in Fannin County because so many people are staying there, buying the food, staying in the hotels, and it's also where hemp was grown. Now, this hemp is different. This is a wild hemp that grew there, okay? And this is wild hemp. It's called Apocynum Cannabinum. It's not on the Controlled Substance Act because it doesn't have any THC or cannabinoids, but it still is this valuable thing used, and it has the same name, hemp. So this is important knowledge, and I encourage you to look more into this and to just appreciate what hemp really is. And that leads me to what I feel the solar eclipse healing is for me when I was meditating about it today. I think it brings up a lot of healing capacity for not being parallelized and paralyzed by being associated with someone or something or put in a box that you don't put yourself in. There's two big healings that I feel like I'm going through, and perhaps a lot of people I know. One is a fortification healing to make yourself less crackable. And I've been exploring this, and I think it's beautiful, and I'll give you some tips on this. And the other one is not being labeled or put in the same category as something that you dread. I feel like that is really spot on with what's going on right now, which is the sun and the moon are coming together, and they're being put in the same category, and they're very different. They're both very unique, and so this brings up that friction. What I do almost every day, and I've talked about this before, is I go to my past, and I go to those traumatic situations, and I work on them. I don't live in the past, but if I don't go to the past, then I never figure out what's there that I need to get out. It's like going through your clothes and being like, okay, I need to get rid of this old piece of clothing. You could just ignore that it's there, or you can move on. And so the reason why I think this is so important is because I think we do get paralyzed in a certain way during these events in our past, and we can't process it then. There's too much going on. We have jobs, we have relationships, and then we have situations that are traumatic. And so in our society, we don't have a system in place, obviously, that says just take healing time, you know, until it's too late, until you're too sick. That's why there's so many veterans out there with PTSD and no time to heal from it, because they have to survive. They have to spend all their time surviving. And so I've just found a way every day to work on my own healing just a little bit and dig in the past. And so today it happened to be about this parallel universe stuff that I'm going to talk about. In an abusive situation in my life, I felt like I perceived that I was paired with the very person who abused me, that we were put in the same category. This was shocking for me, and it's very painful for a couple of reasons. First of all, rage and shame came up because I don't want to be associated with this person in any way, shape, or form. And second of all, I felt outcasted in a way, instead of feeling welcome in a group or a certain family. So this paralleling and the similar need to cast him out of my life felt like I was even more on his plane, because since I cast him out of my life, it was like everyone else was on their plane, and then we were on our plane of existence together, just involving him, because everyone knows of this issue, but on some level we become the focus together. We were paralleled together, and this was a problem for me because instead of him just being the issue, we both were the issue. I would prefer for just him to be the issue, and that's what I'm dealing with in my life. So it's almost harder to deal with an abusive situation with everyone knowing it, because if no one's doing anything about it, you've got that other layer of, this is crazy that no one's doing anything about it if they know about this, whatever it is. And I feel like it's similar to that state of mind called cognitive dissonance, where it's not supposed to be something that you get involved with in your mind. Like, oh, that's not my issue, I'm not going to get involved in that. That's different than me, that has nothing to do with me. So yeah, there's even been documentation of people being in crowds and someone getting hurt or abused or beat up and no one doing anything about it, always thinking someone else is going to do something about it. They think it's not as bad as it looks or something. They make excuses, and then someone ends up dying. I feel like that also around sugar. I feel like there's so much cognitive dissonance about the poisons of sugar. It's insane. I can't stand that it's associated with birthday parties and people being happy, and it is the #1 cause, I think, of not only cancer but also depression. And it's like that, like wolf in sheep's clothing. It like just builds up, and then it's too late. And then people keep giving people sugar, and they think it's fun and yummy. And there's so many yummy raw food desserts. I mean, people would be just as happy with strawberries, and I'm so confused about that issue. But I digress. When I do these healings, I think, oh my gosh, I did not even realize how much it affected me. You know, after the situation, I felt lower self-esteem. I felt like I didn't want to go to work as much. I felt tired. And I just thought, oh, you know, it's just the general stress. But now that I went down and broke down and be like, oh, it's because of this, and I perceived that and that and that. And I'm like, oh, that, of course. You know, I was in a traumatic experience, and that experience was traumatic for me, and it's okay to say that. Anyway, when there's an abuser present, it is way easier to pick on anyone else than the abuser. Kind of like a bully. Oftentimes, that anyone else is someone who's the most open and feeling and compassionate. Just be careful, you know, most of my viewers are compassionate, beautiful, empathic people, so be careful because you often will be a target, unfortunately, of miserable people because they want your energy. You deserve to protect yourself, and it's not selfish, it's out of survival. You have to focus on yourself sometimes and realize that you need to not take on what other people label you as, put you in a box as. It's a burden. And so now let's talk about feeling crackable. And I feel like gaslighting is something that comes up a lot when someone tries to transfer or project their issues on you. And so that just means that they're making up lies about who you are to try and crack you, basically. And when you crack, you get angry, you get sad, you go into some kind of breakdown. And so how do you not be as crackable? I think that's a really good thing to always be aware of. Just like when I'm cob building, how do I fortify it? You know, I added some hemp hurd and that made it even stronger. That made it even more resilient. So how do you make yourself resilient? Because you never know when a bomb is gonna come hit you and cause you to crack, cause you to have a breakdown, a meltdown. And so I just think there's certain things that you can do every day to make yourself less crackable. And first of all, love yourself. Like, do things that are nurturing to yourself, that are calming. You don't want to be stressed all the time. Rigid branches break. You know, feel that flexibility in your life. Forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't freak out if you miss a workout. Don't freak out. Like, just try not to pressurize yourself. There's enough pressure in the world. And just ask yourself, you know, how can I be less crackable? And maybe something will come up for you. I think one way is to refuse to be in the box that other people put you in. And just to say no. You can say no and not agree. And if someone gets mad at you, that's their problem. Think about how you can be less crackable. It's an amazing day, and I think this has really parallel things to do with this cannabis issue that we're having, where it's being paralleled with some kind of abusive drug. And that is exactly what I think we, perhaps as a whole human race, are in the process of healing. Perhaps it's just a microcosm of the macrocosm, that the sun and the moon coming together in this beautiful way is a way to say, just reminding you, like, we are not the same thing. Like, you're putting us in the same category because we're both in the sky. So you're saying we're both these celestial things. However, it's so important to see how we are each uniquely different, and how the sun, I am giving you, like, if it wasn't for me, like, you would not have any life. I mean, look at me, I'm the sunshine. I'm helping your vegetables grow. I'm helping you create vitamin D. Like, don't just be like the sun and the moon, you know? Be like the sun. You're amazing, you know? And it's just really important to see us all as individuals, because when we do that generalizing thing, that's what causes war. That's what causes war. Like, you can't say all Palestinians are like this, all Israelis are like this, all Russians are like this, all Republicans are like this, all Democrats are like that. We're done with that. You see? Because people think, okay, one Republican abuses me, one man abuses me, one chicken bites me, you know? And then you hold it against all those people, and we're all individuals. Try your best to not categorize. That's the lesson of the day. And I think that makes you less crackable. I love you. Mwah. Thank you so much for listening and watching Aviva Sings Out. Please subscribe to these videos.
Hemptown Creek.